Today's DIY is using the Cricut Maker, Cricut Explorer, whatever Cricut you want to use, you can use it. I'm going to be doing larger than a mat. So I'm going to do 30 inches, up to 34 inches, and I'm going to be making Door Explorer to put in my grandchild's bedroom. So we're going to go to Cricut Design Space. Start new. For those people who does not know how to use Cricut Design Space, it's okay. There's always classes that y'all can do. So you can look for Yolanda J. Edwards in Crafting Together as One in the group. That's the crafting group. You can use her, call her, set up an appointment. There is a fee. Okay, and she will teach you all the basics on how to use the Cricut to make these large projects for me. So we're going to go to new, we're going to upload, and we're going to find the images. Well, my image is already in here. So this image is right here. Or, come on, let's make it smaller. So this project is not like a 5-minute project. You have to be patient because it takes time. So I'm trying to bring my thing back to 100%. Okay, there you go. So we're going to be doing Dora, the one in the middle. So to get rid of, because this is a bundle that I bought from Etsy, it was $3. This is a layered SVG. The only way to do this project and make them larger than the mats for your parties and decorations, they have to be layered. That means layered means it comes apart. So let's do some shapes. Now we're going to take the square. Now you can leave it as a square. I like to change my squares into a pen. That way I can see. And then I'm going to duplicate it. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 times, because I'm going to get rid of everything other than Dora, the one I want to use. So because I made it transparent by clicking on the pen option, I can go here and stroll across the whole thing. Wait a minute, let me move this out the way. So put this in here. I wonder why it's not slicing. Oh, okay, I understand now. Before you can get rid of the other ones, you have to ungroup it, because I forgot this. This is a layer. So layer means all these 1,000 pieces comes with all of them. So we're going to ungroup it. After I ungroup it, now I should be able to slice. Did I ever slice? I still can't slice. Okay. Alright, well, let's go do it again. Let's click on him. I don't have to slice right now. So we're going to get rid of backpack. Be patient with me, because this will be only my 3rd time doing it. And then we're going to click on her. Get rid of her. Get rid of him. Get rid of them. Get rid of those. I'm doing this as we go. So what I want to do, I want to make her 30 inches high. I'm going to leave this lock, because once I leave it locked, it's going to change the width and the height at the same time. So I'm going to make her, let's say 34 inches. 34. So now she's 34. That means she's so big that it's not going to fit on my mat. So we're going to go down here in this corner here, and we're going to minimize her and make her small enough so we can see her. That's what we're going to do. Then I'm going to go back. She hasn't been ungrouped, so I'm going to leave her there. So the mat I'm going to be using will be 12 by 24. So I'm going to get my shape again, because I watch other videos and they're a little complicated. So I'm going to unlock it, and I'm going to do 12, enter, And my height is going to be 24 because that's the only mat that the Cricut size go up to 24 inches. So 12 by 24 inches. And then I'm going to take that, turn it from a basic cut, and I'm going to turn it into a pen. That way it can be transparent. I like that better. Then I'm going to make 1, 2, 3, 4, just to put them on the side so I don't have to start over again by making that shape again. So I put them on the side. Alright, so the next process is to go up here and ungroup Dora. So let's ungroup her. Let's take her. Here's her dress. Let's move this one over so we can have room. So here's her dress. I'm going to take everything else over here, put it over here. So let's start with her dress. We're going to make some boxes again, because this is the best way to do it. Turn the boxes clear. I mean, you can leave them dark, you can leave them black, it doesn't matter. I like to see through, I like to be able to see, because I want to make sure I'm not cutting any pieces off. So I like to put the pen on it to make sure. So now that the pen is on it, I'm going to click this whole box, and I'm going to go down here to this little corner here. You see this little arrow here on slice? And if y'all have never used a Cricut before, y'all should be able to follow me. So we're going to slice this. All right, and we're going to take it apart. See, because this part is her dress right here. So now I just slice that piece out of there, and I'm going to get rid of it. Click and get rid of it. So this little piece is here. So I need to slice again. Where my little boxes at? That's why I said it's always good to create a few boxes. So you can turn them black if you want. You don't have to, as long as you make it big enough to cover what you need. So I'm going to slice this one too, because when you print, you don't want to use so much space. So let's slice that away, slice that away. So now we got these two pieces. Look at the dress. If you look at the dress, you still got this piece up here and this piece up here. So this piece is going to be very big. So we don't want that. So what we're going to do is going to slice some more. So, but these boxes, you can duplicate them. Put them to the side. You know, just put them to the side. Use one at a time. So now we're going to make this big enough to cover the top of her dress and the bottom of her dress. And we're going to slice it. Alright, so now all these parts is sliced. So now, see that these little yellow triangles? These yellow triangles means these things are so big that it will not cut. Cricut will not allow it to be cut. But now that I sliced it all up, now I can properly fit my dress on the 12 by 24 mat. Remember, my thing is 30. She's going to be 34 inches. But I'm only can use a 12 by, not even 12. Yeah, 12 by 24 mat is only what we can use. So I'm going to add these pieces. I want to slice again. Okay, I want to take that out, slice it, because I don't like the space that's between these two. It's too much space. Alright, so let's put all these on the 12 by 24 mat, because we only want to do it one time. And they're all pink. Now, something happened with my, let me go to my arrow back, because I got rid of the pink one, the black. So there we go. So I'm going to add her, part of her dress here, these little circles, these pieces here. Now, there's a chance that you might not have a whole, you can't find pink paper that's going to cover your whole 12 by 24. So let's create another box. Let's say that only paper you have is 12 by 12. So let's make it 12 by 12. Because that's the only size you have. You don't have to do this whole 12 by 24, you need a poster board, poster boards. I have poster boards. So let me see if this could fit in a 12 by 24. Let's make it transparent so I can see through it and put it on pen. So this part of the skirt can be 12 by 24. It's a little off, but we're going to try to turn it a little bit. And look, bam, it fit right in there perfectly. So now we know that this fits 12 by, and we're going to stick that way up in the top to make sure that it's going to cut on this 12 by 24 mat, but we wanted it to still be 12 by 12 because the bottom part of the mat now, we're going to add another piece of paper because we're not going to make this complicated here. We're going to take another box and we're going to duplicate it. So for those people, for y'all who doesn't have poster boards, who cannot find poster boards to do this project, this is what it looks like. We're going to group it. Let's group it. That way I can cover all my bases. This fits inside here. See? This is 12 by 24. This is still 12 by 24, but it's just 2 pieces of paper. You can put 2 pieces of paper on this board. 12 by 24. You can add 2 pieces of paper and it will cut. So if you're only working with 12 by 12s or 8.5 by 11, that's the size you make. Okay, so now let's put this over here on top of that one. And then we're going to add this down here in this corner. And then we're going to add this to this corner. Because some of my paper is not 12 by 12. But because it's not 12 by 12 doesn't mean I still can't print. So I'm going to stick it in this corner down here. Stick it in this corner down here. Alright, so now this 12 by 24 mat is ready to cut. Because look, I put everything in the boxes where they need to be. So now let's move this box and let's group it and see if it's going to make it too big. If it's too big, then we'll make two pieces of paper. So let's group it. So look, by grouping it, it did not give me that yellow. So therefore, this is good. So let's put this to the side. We don't need to work with that anymore. Let's go back to our 12 by 24. And let's do, well, that's a 12 by 24 too. Let's set that off to the side. Let's do her dress. And you see her dress is in so many pieces. We don't want it. We don't want to do that. We want this dress. These pieces should be able to fit in this 12 by 24 without doing it. So y'all know what that means. Y'all know what that means. If these pieces, you see this yellow, that means this piece is too big for 12 by 24. So let's take this box. Well, I already set one over there. Let's look for it. Nope. Let's take this box. We're going to take this box and we're going to take 2 of these, the 2 pieces on top, and we're going to slice it. Slice it apart. Now let's get rid of this part. I never said it was complicated. You said you want me to make it. I'm making it. This is the best way to do it. Let's get another shape. Let's take some of this one apart because I think this might be too much too. And we're going to slice it. Slice it. Because see, I have some white poster boards that I bought from Dollar Tree. Yes, you can get the poster boards from Dollar Tree. So look, everything here can be fit on it because there's no orange. But this piece here is still too big. So we gotta slice some more. This whole, to get this thing larger than the mat and make these props, there's a lot of slicing involved. So today's lesson is slicing. So slice. There's down there at the bottom. Let's slice it, slice it, slice it. There you go. Take away that piece, take away that piece, and put this up here. So it's telling me that it's still too big. I wonder why. Because if you turn it this way, it should match up to the 12 by 24, but you don't. You see how it's still too big for my 12 by 24, 12 by 12, 12 by 24. No, actually it looked like it fit in there perfectly, but this computer is telling me it's not. It's acting up. This is part of her dress down here. It's acting up. So since we can't change the computer's mind, let's take some more pieces off. But I don't want to cut this long piece, because that long piece is going to show when I put it back together. So you want to be less pieces possible. So let's just slice this little piece down here at the bottom and see if that helps. Because that's all we want to do. We want to make sure it fit on the mat. So look, it's telling me it still won't fit on the mat. Like, this thing be acting crazy sometimes. So these pieces is going to be a little hard to take off, but we're going to have to slice it. Now, some of your other projects might be easier. I'm just going to go ahead and slice this part, and hopefully, you see how the piece is hanging out the bottom? Let me make it turn into a pin. And then let me go as closest to here, because I think these pieces belong in a corner. So you don't want to slice too much of her dress off, her trimming. You want to get it closest to the corner as possible. So I'm going to go here, right on top, and then I'm going to slice it. Alright, so now we're all done with this. So take all the extras off. I'm going to put this here, put this in the middle here, because I want all that to fit on my 12 by 24 mat. And I don't want to use too much space. So I want to stick this one here, because I want everything to cut one time. And even though I have big white poster boards, because I bought some, let me take this piece and turn it a little bit, because if y'all using a 12 by 20, 12 by 12 or 85 by 11, you might have to cut it again. But this is a 12 by 12. I think since if I don't have the poster board, I can always use the white glitter boards, because they run 12 by 12s. So I'm gonna stick that in there, and then I'm gonna stick all these extra pieces in there that comes with it. Make sure there's enough room. Let me take and turn this around, because everything should be able to cut out on one piece of paper. So all this is going to cut out on one 12 by 12 sheet, which is fine. Let's group it. That way it'll cut out together. So that's part 2. Now let's go back to, here's our 2 pieces again. Move that out the way. Yes, it takes patience to do these things, but we're going to get it. Now this is the next part of her. Now y'all already can look at her and see she going to be way too big for 12 by 24. And y'all know what we got to do? We got to slice. So what we're going to do, we're going to slice this piece and slice this piece and slice her arm off. Because I don't think, well, it looked like it would fit. We turn it a little bit. Fit. And I got gold paper, but I don't know if I want to use gold paper on her face. So let's do some slicing. Slice, y'all. Let's get the shapes together. Make some copies. Maybe 5. Get her right here. Move this over. So let's bring this over here. And let's slice it. Slice. Y'all get the hang of this slice. This slice thing is decent. So that's one piece. Let's take another piece. Bring it over there. Get them all together again. Slice. Take away the 2 pieces on the outside. If you make a mistake and take away the white, just go backwards. So, alright, so we got this piece and this piece. Now, everything else looks good. Is this telling me my piece is still big? Look at that. So my grouping is too big. They don't want my grouping to be so big. So let me get my thing back here, and I'm going to put all this part up top for the first piece of 12 by 12, and then I'm going to put this piece at the bottom for that. I'm not going to just put that piece by itself and this piece by itself. So we're going to do this group together, move it over, and leave this piece separate. Now let's go back to where we was. What happened to Dora's face? Oh, goodness. They lost a woman and lost her child. This part should have been already done. Why is it still there? Because I done did that one already. Oh, okay. I'll figure it out. This one goes here. There's too much stuff on my screen and making me confused. Let's move stuff. Alright, so we already sliced this part. Remember, everything has to fit in this 12 by 24. So we got these little pieces here. Now we got these pieces here. And it's telling me it's okay to keep her face the way it is. But if you're only using a 12 by 12 mat, if you're only using an A5 by 11 or a 12 by 12, you can't keep the piece there because it won't fit. So we're going to take this box here. Let's turn it into a pen because we want to make sure we don't cut nothing else off of her. We don't want to cut nothing else. So you can use a circle or something, but it fits in there. I don't want to cut off that. So let's get rid of that one and let's use a circle. So any shape you pick, you can turn it into a pen, which means you can write with it. Now let's go and turn this around and make it big enough to slice this off without maybe I have to play with the shape a little bit. Put that in there. See how that fit nicely? Okay, I'm gonna slice that off. Alright, get rid of that. Get rid of that. Now her head can now fit an A5 by 11 or 12 by, it'll fit 12 by 12. So now we're going to put this there and we're going to take these two pieces and we're going to group it. Group. Yeah. So now that's done, that's done, that's done. We don't have to worry about that no more. Now let's go back to this page again. Let's go find the rest of her pieces. Because she got some more work that be done. Here's her flowers. These flowers go in her hair. One go in her hair. Two go at the bottom of the dress. Now, it's telling me over here it's telling me this too big. And I already know I wouldn't want to waste a whole 12 by 12 piece of paper just for these flowers. So let's slice. Slice it here. Make sure you don't have nothing else in your slice. We're going to take that flower out. Alright, let's move that up there somewhere. Let's take this flower, put it here. Let's take the next box down. Slice it again. Alright, so now we have our flowers. We're going to group the flowers together. And then we're done with that. The rest of the stuff here is now trash. Let's get rid of it. Alright. Everything is done so far when it comes to her. Now let's do her hair. Sometimes it's not that easy to do her hair. We might have to slice her eyes out or something. Now, I don't have my paper, which the brown is for her hair. For her face, I'm going to be using a different color for her face. So her face is going to be brown, but I don't want her hair to be so much like this color. This color. So, and it won't fit. It'll fit on my mat. If I wanted to, if I had brown, I can do the whole mat and it'll cut the whole thing out without slicing her hair off. But my brown, I don't know what color I'm gonna use. It's the beige for her face, brown for her hair. If I use brown for her hair, I'm gonna have to use this mat. So by using that mat, I'm gonna let me see what I want to do. Carletta requested this video. So let's take this shape here. Not the whole thing. Take this shape. Right? Let's turn it into a pen so we can pay attention to what we're doing. And what I want to do here is slice her head in half. Right here on this line. So it won't be so noticeable when we put tape on it and tape it back up. I'm going to slice it. So before I slice it, I don't want to mess up her eyeballs. Let's take her eyes out. It ain't hurt nothing. Let's just take her eyeballs out. Let's just take her eyeballs out. Her head. Turn this way. Lock it. Come on, stop acting up. You know you can't always get everything the right way you want it. If you turn it back to the pen and make sure I ain't slicing none of her eyeballs out, none of her hair. Alright, I think I'm pretty good with that one. Let's slice it out. Alright, let's throw that out. Throw this out. Here's our eyeballs. Let's put our eyeballs here. Now let's slice her hair in half, because I'm not going to be able to get it all on that piece of paper by itself. So when I'm using this cardstock, it's called cardstock. Let's make it bigger. I have a lot of cardstock. I'd like to say how y'all doing. Welcome to my channel. Glad y'all found me. Glad y'all like my videos. Please subscribe to my channel. I have a lot of videos. I have a crafting group called Crafting Together as One. You know, check us out. Check my divas out. Alright, let's slice this. So, all these things is done now. Hey, where'd it go? Where'd it go? There we go. Let's get rid of it. So, those are eyes. And now her hair is sliced. Make sure you get all the extras out. So now I can go back to my mat. And this time I'm going to only measure it with the 12, 8.5 by 11. Oop, oop. Can't go. Don't, make sure you don't change it. Alright, so it's 8.5 by 11. So I'm going to put that in here. That fit. Yeah. Okay, so that'll fit here. Then this piece can go on another piece of the 8.5 by 11. So I'm not going to group anything. I'm going to just leave everything separate. Alright, now this is the part we have to worry about. This is the whole background. This is the whole important part of Dora. Now, black poster board is very easy to find. You can get it from your Dollar Tree. So I'm going to turn her sideways, and I'm going to, let me go back here first. Upload this picture. Because see, that's what I forgot to do. Because you have to look at her. Let me go ahead. Let me ungroup her. And then get rid of these, because if you don't forget to put her up there, how you going to remember how to put her back together? OMG. Gotta put it back together. There she go. She's cute. So, remember I sliced her hair. Her face is not sliced. Her eyes and everything is not sliced. But all this black background, we have to slice it up. So I see if I can cut her head off to fit in this square. Because remember my square is only 12 by 24. So I'm going to use my same 12 by 24. Let me duplicate. Move it to the side. And I'm just going to slice her head off this way. Nothing wrong with that. No. There you go. I slice her head off. So now when this is cut, it's going to cut 12 by 24. We'll put that to the side. And take this piece off. Take this away. Now it's telling me that it's still too big. And it shouldn't be still too big because it fits in my 12 by 24. So probably because it's too close. So let's go back because we don't want to start over. We just put everything back. Let's put her back together. All right, she's back together. So instead of trying to slice her so close, I'm going to bring her head up to here. You think that's better? I think so. Now let's slice it here. Now that I slice it here, it can fit. We get rid of all this background. And now it's telling me it's okay. I don't have to worry about that no more. So now I got my next 12 by 24. You see it. I'm going to duplicate it again. Move it to the side. Let's slice her again. And let me see. See, even if no matter how much slicing we do, we still can't get all this stuff in there. But you see all these pieces down here? Everything is covered. So let me go down here and slice her. Move it over some. And I'm going to slice her again this way. So I'll throw away the extra pieces. So right now the yellow went away, so it's telling me this is good to go. I can use it. But this piece is still too big for my 12 by 24. So because she got all these clothes covered, it doesn't matter. Let's slice her again. We're going to try to make it even as possible. We don't want to have. I'm going to slice her right here. That way it won't be no problem with anything all over the place. All right, get rid of all these pieces on the side. So look, everything is gone. Everything is gone. Something. So we're not worrying about this one. This one's just showing up right there. All right, so let's get rid of her. Get rid of this. Let's move these things because we don't want all these extra pieces. Let's get rid of that. Get rid of that. This piece is still too long. I grouped it. I don't know if I want to group it. I don't think I want to group it. So I'm going to take another shape. And I'm just going to go down here and make it 2 parts. Because, I don't know. I don't want to do all that. That's too much. Now it won't let me slice. I have to ungroup it. You got to remember to ungroup it first before you slice. Now, all these pieces separate. Alright, so there you go. Everything is ungrouped. So I ain't even had to worry about doing that. I do want to put these 2 pieces together. So let's just group these 2 pieces. Alright, so this part of the computer is over. And I will be switching off this computer now to go into the next part. So thank you for watching. And we're going to minimize. The first video was part 1 of this larger than Matt project. So here it's time to make it. So it's saying something this project is incompatible, not supported. All right. So everything's hooked up. Let me I got it hooked up for the maker, Cricut maker. Let's go back because something is too big. It's saying something that's not supported. Whatever. What is this? This box gotta go. Alright, I had left something there. Alright, so now we can go to make it. Because you can't leave no little box or nothing. So here we go. I want to start. We can do the first one. Start with one. These pieces can move. Since they're not grouped, we can move them out the way. But I don't want to start with them. I want to start with the two. With the bigger pieces. And it says one at least of the image is larger than 11.5. So that's okay because we're doing bigger size. So I'm using a 12 by 24 mat. I can start up here in this corner near my red registration marks. So I'm going to cut the part of her head first. And then I'm going to do piece by piece. So I'm going to cut all these parts out. So I'm going to cut this part out first. Then I'm going to cut this part out. Then I'm going to keep on going. Then I will be cutting the third part out. You see how big that is? And these black ones I'm using poster board. So now I'm going to cut, I'm going to be cutting the fourth one out. And then the fifth one I'll be cutting out. There's the shapes. That's what they look like. Then we're going down here to her hair. I'll be cutting her hair pieces out and then putting them together. Then we have her face. And then you keep going down, then we have her face. So like I said, this project is not a simple project. There's a lot of parts to it. And then this is her flower and this is her dress. So that's all the parts I'm going to be cutting out. So I will be going to the cutting part and then I'll be back. Let me turn this off now. So this is my first cut. Alright now, so I'm about to cut out one of the large black pieces. So this is poster boards. You get them from Dollar Tree. Mine's cost $2 for $1. So I'm going to put it here on my mat because I'm cutting out a large piece of the background that she had on her. And then I'm going to put it here, and then I'm going to slice off the rest of it because I'm going to save the rest for another project. So I'm just going to cut off some of the extra because if it's too, you can't print it off this paper. So now that it's cut off, here we go. Part 2. This is the second part, and this is one of the body pieces. Actually, this is the part where her head at. Part 2 is being cut. So I'm loading it. I'll be back. All right, everybody. Everything is cut out. My dress pieces, my face, her hair. I got all my pieces cut out. So now it's time to glue all the pieces down. So I'm going to move everything, and I'm going to start with the black because there's a certain way we got to do the black first. Let me move these pieces. So we're going to put it together according to the picture. That's her hair. That's part of her hair. This part of her, looks like it's part of her hair too. That might be right. And then this is look like her bow. Her bow is next, and then her leg where she got that foot hanging over like that. So let's push it all the way up to the top. But remember, it's going to be the whole size of this poster. It might be bigger than this poster. I think I might have made it bigger than the poster. with her. So try not to use no brand new mat when you do this project, because it was hard to peel the pieces off when I tried to use the brand new mat. So I think that's, it looks, that might be backwards. Make sure you put a head on right. Okay. I guess her head is right. Let me put her hair on there and see if her hair, her head all right. So if her head all right. And my flower goes in this corner. Okay, so it's right. That's her flower. That's the rest of her hair. And it goes on her head like this. So somewhere this backwards. Now let's put her face on. Can't go wrong if we put her face on, right? Put her face on first. Supposed to be down here near her neck. Her face. And her hair is supposed to come over her face like that. Funny. This looks like her shoulder, so the shoulder go this way. So it's like a. Yeah, I don't know what happened to your wallet.
Huh?
I don't know what happened to your wallet, but what you do with it? I wonder why her thing don't look right. Alright, I gotta work on this face. Because it looks like something is supposed to be some, it goes cut this way. So this one is on the wrong side. Because her cuts for the bottom part belongs on this side. And then she got one cut on that side. Okay, so now it's right. So make sure, because you gotta make sure because you gotta flip it over backwards and put the tape on it, because if it ain't right, it ain't gonna line up, and then your whole project be messed up. So that's her face. Let's line it up this way. That's her face supposed to go sideways. Just like he threw it there. Face backwards. That's what the problem is. Alright, so it's right now. So her face go here and her hair go here. Okay, that's look better. It's just Dora got a yellow face. I ain't had no beige face. She got a yellow face. Alright, well at least I know that's the right size. So let me take this back off. Like I said, this is not no 1 hour project, 2 hour project. This project takes time. And this one go here, and this one go here. So what we're gonna do is flip everything over. Alright, now we're gonna tape everything up. So you need clear tape. When you use your clear tape, you try to push this thing, push these boards close as you can get it, so you won't see so many lines. You don't want to see lines in the face. So just stick a piece of tape on just to hold it in place, and then you can add like a big piece to it. A lot of times if you make these cuts right, you won't see all the faces because it's hide under the other stuff. Everything is hidden. So I'm gonna put some tape here, cover all my seams up nicely, because we don't have to worry about that no more after we do that. So that piece is cut. So now we're gonna stick this next part on, and we're gonna do it the same way. We're gonna line it up, push it together real hard. I add a piece of tape, and then we're gonna use a bigger piece. Whatever how much tape y'all use. It doesn't matter. Nobody won't see what's going on the door. And then I'm gonna add these pieces. Just not pushed together. Oh, I'm going to take this off. Alright, you see how big she's going to be, right? The door going to be cute, y'all. So don't forget to like, subscribe, ring the bell, because I got almost 80 videos. If you want to see what else I got going on, other than making the large cutouts with the Cricut, check out some of my other stuff and subscribe to my channel. Ring the bell for the notifications. And if you would like to make the divas and everything else that's in my group, sign up for Crafting Together as One. That's on Facebook. If you like pictures, they're in the album section of the Facebook. Okay. Don't text me and ask me for Dora's picture. Okay, because this is a SVG layered photo, means I cannot send it to you. That means you have to go to Etsy, like I did, and order your own layered SVGs. I cannot send this to you. The poster boards, you can get the poster boards from your local Dollar Tree. And all you need is some tape, and you need a Cricut machine. And if you need some classes, like I said, hit Yolanda up, Edwards, so that you can have classes with her, because I do not teach Cricut classes. I'm doing this as a Cricut class, but this was a request, so this is basically a slicing class. Alright, so here she goes. She all together, she's nice and big. I gotta add one more piece of foam down here. I think I got a piece of one, because I have to continue her feet. So she's actually going to be taller than this board, because I got to add a piece on for her feet. But I'm going to go ahead and start gluing her down, and then get another piece with it. I'm going to try some of this Elmer's glue sticks and see if this works. Just going to rub. Try some of this Elmer's glue stick. It might work. I got a lot of it. Might as well use it. Give it a nice little amount, especially closer around these edges, because that's the part you want to make sure it stick down. Go around these edges, Dora Explorer head, and then I'll make a backpack, and then I'll give it to my daughter. She can put it on the baby's wall because she likes Dora, but she also likes Cocobella and some other things. So I'll be making quite a few for her little room. So just add some glue. Use a glue stick, and we continue with her body, all the way around her edges. Putting the glue on there so she can stick. Now, I haven't used this glue before, but I hope it sticks properly. I hope y'all like this video. Give me a thumbs up. Subscribe to my channel. You can hit me up on Facebook Messenger for questions. Make some divas. Alright. So, I got Dora all nice and sticky here. So I'm going to use the same board white. I'm gonna glue her on the whiteboard, and then later I'll cut her out with a knife. So we're just gonna stick her on here, nicely like that. Get her nice and flat. So now we're gonna start adding her pieces on. All right, well I'm cutting a piece to add to her foot because her foot gotta go somewhere. So I'm just gonna cut this piece out here for her foot. And then I'm gonna take tape and put it all along the back of it. Or a popsicle stick or something to keep it together. But I'm gonna put tape on it for right now. And then there's another little piece right here that I need to add for her foot, because she's pretty big. So let me just cut out another piece for her foot. I gotta know what I told y'all about my motto. When you finish with your work, you throw it on the floor, you come back and clean it up later. It's okay. Where's my tape at? Alright. I'm just gonna put some tape back here, and then later on I'll add popsicle sticks to make it more firmer when it comes to holding this piece on, because I don't want this to start flapping and break apart Dora's foot. I'll put some here. These pieces will have the popsicle sticks. So far it should hold until I finish this video. Alright, let's turn it over and see how big our girl's gonna be. Look, y'all, she freaking huge. She gonna be huge. Just making sure all her pieces is sticking properly, because I have to cut it out with the X-Acto knife. So you want her stuck properly. So let's start with her face. Let me turn my computer back on. Because I want to know what her face look like, because I got to put tape on her hair. So her face go here, and this go here, and this go here. So I'm going to tape up the back of her hair, because remember I had to slice her hair in 2 pieces, only because it was too big. I didn't have any brown paper to actually do one whole head, so this had to be sliced. So just add some tape back there. Nobody won't really notice much. They're just going to notice how nice Dora looks. So they're not going to complain about her hair being sliced. So let's put her hair back here. It goes here. Turn a little bit. I'm going to put her face on. And I think that looks pretty good. It's in the right place. Alright, let's put the glue stick on here and add her hair. So everything is done in piece. To be able to accomplish this big Dora. Some Elmer's glue stick. You can use any glue you want. If you find your pieces don't want to stay down, find a different glue. That's all. So y'all, I am here with my daughter Kalima.
Hi.
It's her birthday. It's her birthday. And we gonna hang out later. Where's she at? Where's she at? Say hi. We're going to live casino. Get money. Get money. And y'all know, if I win some money at the casino, I'm gonna buy me an embroidery machine because that's what I need next. So y'all make sure y'all keep y'all fingers crossed for me so I can get this money so I can start making these patches and nice embroidery stuff, because right now that's popping, y'all. Well, I'm sure I can find some other equipment that I can buy. There's always something that you need. All right, let's stick her hair on. And please. All right, how nice is that? All right, now let's stick her face. Her foot won't stick, so I might have to add a little bit of E6000 under her foot. Or, let me get something else. That tape is a little nasty. I got a two-faced tape, double-sided tape gun. I'm gonna use that because that other stuff, glue is all over my hand and feels nasty. Let me just add some of this to her face, and then I might have to add a little bit of glue to some of the other parts. At least for the most part, it'll be down without so much trouble. OMG. Look, y'all, I put tape on the wrong side of my face. Let's see if I can pin it on. Probably not. There's always something there. Oh well. Print her another face out. Why you make me mess her face up, Khalil? I don't mess her face up, but I'm gonna go ahead and add some tape to the other side of her face because I can just add another face on top of it and nobody would never know. So I'm not gonna go ahead and mess this up since I wasn't paying attention. Okay, I can't use that face anymore. All right, well, we're gonna come back to that part because I gotta cut her a whole new face out. You know, stuff happens. What's next? We'll go to her flower. Some more parts. Her face. Alright, so I'm gonna cut out another face and I'll be back. So I'm gonna put the rest of the stuff together and then I'm gonna come back to her face. And I knew when I put her head on, they told me her head was the other side. Her head is on backwards. Her whole bottom of her face is backwards. Because they go her shoulder. Her shoulder. Something gotta be wrong. I think that's how it's supposed to be. Something like that. Let me look at Dora's picture. There's always something wrong. Alright. So this part of her dress. Oh, okay, I know what's wrong. This belongs down here. So this part belongs down here. Part of her dress. So I'm gonna put all these pieces together so I can know where everything goes. 'Cause there's a lot of pieces to this puzzle. And I want to make sure I got everything right. Alright, so this is the bottom of her dress. Let's stick that on there. Or just put it there and then go back to it. So when y'all do yours, put all the puzzle pieces together and then pick your pieces up as you go, because you'll be confused like me. Like I said, it's only my third time doing it. So, and when you get in front of the camera, stuff happens. So I'm gonna go ahead and start putting all my pieces together so I'll know where to go next time. Around her waist. This part looks like it goes around her waist. Up under the arm. So put your pieces down, and you won't make no mistakes if you put your pieces down first. Some small pieces that's being cut out here. I'll figure out where to go. So these things, it's like a puzzle, y'all. Y'all got to figure out the puzzle when it comes to putting this thing back together. There's a lot of pieces. Put this together like a puzzle. And then there's a little more pieces. Put this piece in here. Look like it's all part of her ribbon. But that might be it for right now. Y'all cut her shoes out. I don't think I cut no shoes out for her. That's what I think I'm missing. Her shoes. I got all these flowers, but I don't never cutting any shoes out. What happened to my Dora shoes? What the hell? Let me go back and see if I can find her shoes. 'Cause I don't believe I made any shoes. I don't see any shoes from her unless her shoes was a different color. Oh, I did cut out some. Okay, so her shoes must have been yellow, which is matching with her face. And then she has a pink slippers on, so that's where these pink pieces come in over here. The part of her slipper. That's where I was confused. You see, I got it together. So these were part of her shoes, her slipper. Because I made her face yellow, her arm was pretty much the same color. That's her arm. See, her arm is yellow too. Because I didn't have any beads. So what else is yellow? Some of her foot. They were part of her foot. And this is part of her, I guess that's part of her other, part of her toe she had on. I gotta add some flowers to it. Oh, this was a part of her feet at the bottom. Her toes. These are her little toes, y'all. Like I said, her face is yellow. Her toes is yellow. I didn't have any beige paper. So when y'all do all this and put all this together, put everything on paper first. Like I said, I gotta cut her out another face because I did mess her face. So I'm gonna put everything together so y'all can see how it's gonna look, and then y'all can put it together. But y'all see how big she is so far. I messed up her face. Like I said, I messed up her face. I'm gonna go ahead and stick her face there, but I don't want to mess up the board. Let me put something behind it so the tape won't stick on my face. So the sticker, I put the sticker on the wrong side of the face. So I'm just gonna sit it here because I am gonna cut another piece out. But I wanna add the pieces while her while she's there. Put her eyes in. I said Dora has a lot of pieces. So these must be that go here. That must be go there. And then here go her eyes. So there go Dora's eye. That's her face that needs to be cut out. Something missing. Oh, her neck is missing. Alright, so here go parts of Dora's neck. So the thing about these big pieces, when you put all these big pieces together, you have to figure it out. Because like I said, it's a puzzle. That's her. That look like this might be good where her neck at. And then this is another part of her toes for her shoe on this foot here. Cause this foot is sideways. So that's her toe. What's missing? Her arm, her hair. This is supposed to stay black. Her arm is behind her neck. Her shirt. Missing pieces. So here's her strap. She got a strap that's supposed to go around her shoulder like that, from her shirt to her shoulder like that. Then she got another piece that's supposed to go here, shirt to shoulder. It's almost ready. There's some other little pieces. Where they go? That must go there. That connects there. So here's Dora's floor. All her pieces is here. There's some pieces still got to be put on here. Okay. And few more little added pieces on it. I'm going to go glue her down and I'll show y'all the finished product. But you see how big she is? This is Dora Explorer. I got to cut her another face out because I put the tape on the wrong side of the face. And then I'm going to take everything down, and then I'm going to cut her out with the X-Acto knife. Cut it out with the X-Acto knife and put her on a stand. Or either they can put her on a wall. I'm not sure what she want to do. But put everything together. See what she look like. Then start gluing her down. And there you go. That's your tutorial on how to make large pictures with the Cricut. Subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching.